Hey everybody, Rabbi David here, Torah Tech Guy. Hey, you know what you might need? Just it's a little thing, just a little thing. More monitors. That's right, I said it, more monitors. My name is David Paskin, your Torah Tech Guy, and I'm here to share with you some great tech for your great Torah. And today I want to talk about something really pretty basic and pretty simple, and that is you can never have too many monitors. And I want to explain why. So if you are leading a class or leading a service, the service is a little different unless you are only leading online. If you're in a sanctuary, this probably doesn't really apply. But if you're leading a class, if you're doing a workshop, anything like that, the more monitors, the better. If you're just working off a laptop, a little 12-inch, 13-inch, 16-inch screen, you're going to have a really hard time. It's going to be very difficult to be as effective as you want to be and to be as present as you want to be, because you're going to be fiddling with windows on top of windows on top of windows. Whereas if you have multiple monitors, you can get a lot more done, a lot more simply. So I want to show you two different setups that I have. The first one is when I'm doing a Zoom, just a sort of a basic Zoom call. I'm not using anything else, right? A basic Zoom call. So I'm going to go to my overhead camera so you can take a look here. So what I've got going on here is 3 monitors hooked up to one computer, okay? On this monitor, I'm running Ecamm. So this is where I'm doing any production work, right? That's where Ecamm is living, and I've got all my windows here, and I can engage with Ecamm if I need to. My main Zoom window, so my Zoom meeting is going to be up here on this monitor, and then my secondary Zoom window is going to be down here on this monitor. Now, why do I do that? The reason I do that is because when you use dual monitors in Zoom, I can keep the gallery view on one monitor. So that way I can see everyone, I can interact with them, I can respond to, I don't know, facial expressions or feedback or anything like that. And then on the second monitor, I can see who's active. Who's the active speaker? If my participants are watching in the speaker view, I want to be able to see what they're seeing also. And that's what that dual monitor mode in Zoom allows me to do. So I put main Zoom on one monitor, my other Zoom on the other monitor. I full screen both of them. That, believe it or not, that actually affects the resolution that you're able to send out if you have your screens maximized. So this way I'm able to maximize the screens full screen without it getting in the way of anything else. So I've got both of those full screen. And then back over here on my Ecamm monitor, this is where I have my participants panel and my chat. So I'm able to monitor my chat, my participants, Ecamm all over here. Nothing is covering anything else up. And I'm able to watch Zoom on both of these, both of my Zoom windows. So that's if I'm just doing sort of a basic Zoom meeting. Now, when I join a Zoom, I go a little above and beyond because I'm also bringing in Keynote or chat messages or lots of other things that I might want to incorporate. So that's when having even more monitors can be really helpful. And I want to talk about Keynote for just a moment. So you're looking right now at a traditional Keynote presentation. This is the one that I use for my Shabbat morning services that I lead. And you can see that I've got the presentation itself right here, and then these are my presenter notes. Now, I need to see my presenter notes because it tells me what's coming up next. It tells me what key I should be playing it in on my guitar. This is all really important information. So if you just open up Keynote by itself, you don't get any of that. You just get the slide itself. Now, the way I route my system here, again, is I want everything that needs to be, I want it to be full screen. So I right now have this Keynote running in full screen on this monitor. But if I want to be able to see those notes, let me bring those back up. I can't put this there because it's going to get in the way of my Keynote. So I have another monitor over here, the built-in one, and I'm able to drag those right over there. I've got my notes right there, my Keynote right there, my Zoom right here, and my Ecamm right here. It's all laid out, and it all has its own sort of place, right? I don't have windows covering windows and having to search for things. So this past Shabbat, I was actually leading a service, and this is the way I had it all set up. I don't know if you noticed, but over on my built-in monitor, I actually have another app running, which I also needed access to. So I couldn't really have this guy covering up this. So I probably should have known about this hack, but I'm going to teach you all about this hack. I'm going to go ahead and close the presenter notes, and I've got an iPad here, right? If I connect my iPad, I think it's just via Bluetooth. I could be wrong about that. I'm pretty sure it's just via Bluetooth. If I connect my iPad to Keynote, up in the top right, let me actually close this so I can show you. Up in the top here, there's a little icon. See in the top right there? I can't really point to it, but there's a little, looks like a phone with a little play button. If you press that, it will connect to Keynote on your computer, and then you can control your Keynote through the iPad. So now what's happened in over here is my Keynote is full screen again. That window that had my presenter notes is now not on this computer anymore. It's now on my iPad. So I've got all my presenter notes right here. I can click through. I can see all my presenter notes. Let me go to a screen that has a little more presenter notes on it. There we go. Right, so this is telling me what's coming up next. It is advancing the slides over on this screen. And now I've got this screen over here free for that other application that I needed. So now, I know this looks insane. I'm not naive to that, but I'm telling you, look, at the end of the day, if you're leading a service, if you're teaching a class, you don't want to have to be thinking of, oh, where is that? How do I find this? You just want everything to work. That's what this is about. This is about just allowing everything to do its job and work so that you can focus on the Torah, can focus on whatever it is that you're sharing, right? So here's how I'm using all these different monitors, all right? Just to recap, Ecamm, which to be honest with you, I actually never interact with because I use the Stream Deck. Ecamm, I got Zoom chat and my Zoom participants here. Just to keep an eye on that, right? My main Zoom window, so gallery view right there. My secondary Zoom window, so I can see who the active speaker is. Keynote, and then Keynote is being controlled by the iPad, and then whatever else I need over there if I want to have a website open or something for reference, things like that. All of these monitors working together allow things to have their own space. And because I keep them in the same spot every time, right? Ecamm never moves from here, Zoom never moves from here, Keynote never moves from here, it allows me to do lots of things, to be able to advance Keynote slides, to change scenes, to bring in chat, to do all those different things, to monitor the chat, to do all those different things without having to retrain myself every time. Everything has its own spot on these monitors, and that wouldn't be possible if I was just using one monitor, or even two monitors for that matter. Now, you can't just connect an infinite number of monitors to your computer. There are limitations. If you're using a Mac, as I do, and you're using, like, for example, the MacBook Pro, you're limited to, I think it's one external monitor, right? If you have the Mac Mini, I think you can get two external monitors. This is all M1, by the way. If you're using a Mac Studio, you can have, I don't know, like four, something like that. There is a workaround. You can get a little dongle. It's called, I should have thought of this beforehand. I forgot to mention it. It is called, what's that little dongle called, guys? Help me out here. The little dongle is called, oh, there it is. I'm looking at it. Pluggable. So mine is a pluggable. I can't show it to you right now because it's plugged in and I'm using it. It's called a pluggable, and it uses an app. Let me pull it down here so we can see it. It uses an app called Display Link. So if you get this, what it does is it takes the HDMI from a monitor, converts it to USB, and then you plug that into your computer. I should probably say it the other way, actually. It creates a video feed from a USB, which generally doesn't happen. Usually you have to use HDMI or SDI or something like that. So the way I'm connecting all these monitors is on my MacBook Pro, I've got one just connected through a USB-C. The other one is using a Display Link. On the Mac Studio, they're just all able to connect via USB-C or HDMI, whichever you have. But the key point here is if you're teaching, if you're leading a seminar, if you're doing a workshop, if you're leading prayer from your home, allow everything to have its own place. Allow all of the applications, all the different things you're going to be using to have their own space and keep them there. Set it up. Set yourself up for success. Have the monitors that you need, the space that you need, so that everything is laid out and you can access everything that you need and bring it into whatever you're presenting to enrich the production and not give you headaches. Right? That's what we need to try and avoid here. We need to try and avoid technology getting in the way of the Torah. The technology needs to be supporting what we're doing, not making it more challenging. That's why I'm here. I'm here to help you figure out how to use all this tech for your great Torah. So I want to invite you to visit me over at TorahTechGuy.com. I've got a lot more resources for you there. And I'd love to spend some time with you. I'd love to get to know your use cases, what you're looking for, and how using multiple displays may be beneficial for you. I know that it really has changed the way that I work. Having the screen real estate for everything to have its own place is just really, really important. And it's made a real big difference for what I'm able to do. So that's what I got for you this week, my friends. Next week, I'm really excited. There's a new webcam we're going to be looking at. Oh, this could be the one that every synagogue should have at least one of. We'll talk about that next week. Have a good one. Bye, everyone.